we have to play smart. And playing smart means collaborative partnerships. And we are breaking down organizational barriers within the company that are decades old. We still have controls, measurements, process, statistics, quality, so on and so forth in their silos. But we are making those organizations work together on common goals. And I think playing smart is also how we as industry members, as academic members, as public sector members, make this really happen. So, in Corning, successful execution has been demonstrated with a multi-organization commitment to a common vision and shared goals. And the keys to our success are the partnerships across these organizational boundaries, and they're also collaboration amongst these multidisciplinary teams. And for those that have done any sort of systems engineering type work, it's about trade-offs. We all have a common goal. We all want our job to be easy. But sometimes I have to do a harder job because I realize my colleague can't get there if I don't do something that makes it easier for them. And so having that common goal about what we're trying to achieve and how collectively we're going to get there has been really our enabling feature here. And so we have businesses coming together. We have initiatives and programs in Corning coming together. And we have subject matter experts and domain expertise coming together, working on a common goal for this project that I showed you under a project manager, Smart Manufacturing Project Manager. And that project manager's objective is to make sure that we are solving business problems using smart technology, because that's how they're going to go, that's how they're going to be successful. And so how do we do this across multiple organizations outside of Corning? So I've talked with Jim Wetzel. He's a little farther along than Corning, well, actually quite a bit farther along than Corning, on their smart manufacturing journey. Larry Megan is farther along than Corning as well. And so already through the Smart Manufacturing Leadership Coalition, I'm learning from them. They're building capability that will be shared capability. And that shared capability now means that what Corning's actually working on is only a fragment of how the capability is being built. And so as we pursue driving energy productivity up, making US manufacturing more competitive, having the workforce to do this kind of work, we together have a much larger portfolio than any one company alone. And so this is about playing smart within your company and playing smart outside of your company using collaborative models. And the different colors of text here have some real meaning. For Corning, the things that have yellow text actually bring value to I'll say things that Praxair did bring value to Corning. Things that General Mills is working on bring value to Corning. And I'm sure the corollaries are there as well. And as we work in SESME, there's IP procedures, and there are even opportunities to generate revenue for entities. So as I say, know smart, work smart, play smart, and I think it's a smart plan. Because the Smart Manufacturing Leadership Coalition has set the stage for this collaborative environment, for this way of accomplishing, leveraging modeling, analytics, more sensors, more process control to make US manufacturing more competitive. And we are now working in a collaborative agreement with Department of Energy to make sure that what we're doing is creating jobs for the US, driving energy costs down, driving energy productivity up, and working across the public-private partnerships that you all represent to do it. And so as I see it, and this isn't all of the benefits, but for Corning, some of the benefits I see. we quickly build knowledge. To look at smart manufacturing and energy productivity through your eyes gives me ideas about how I do it for Corning to solve Corning's business needs. And I think that's something that for those that have been a part of the SMLC, they've already experienced that. But for those of you that are considering SESME, just think about how much faster you could go if you got to think outside of the box that your day-to-day work puts you in. It's about training. One of the things that we're working on right now is, well, we don't have the resources to do these technologies in Corning. Where can we get them? How do we bring this workforce that exists today up to the level of being able to do these new technologies and being a part of that workforce training plan, because we see the gaps already. And working with academia to help us bring these new technologies that are manufacturing, I'll say ready to us as a US manufacturer, and how do we develop the students that are coming out of schools to be ready to help us solve these problems. It's not in their curriculum today to do this kind of work. So this is the partnership that we will be creating to not only take technology to the next level, but to bring the workforce to the next level. The other value that we see is the branding of smart manufacturing. Having SM solutions, I'll call them, whether it's SM certified suppliers, SM certified resources, the marketplace, SM certified products. As a consumer, I know that that means it's compatible. I know they speak the language. They have the know-how to work smart. And I think that's a real value, because as we're starting this journey, that resource pool, that product supply chain is not there yet. Being vendor agnostic, designs allows us to integrate our legacy technologies with the new technologies, and it gives us choice. In Corning, we call them building blocks. If we build functionality and we can bring these building blocks to work together, independent of which company produced them, there's real power there, because what I need is not exactly what Jim Wetzel needs, is not exactly what Larry Megan needs. But having building blocks, we can put them together in ways that we can accomplish each of our needs without having to reinvent and redevelop each time. And that's the test bed reuse application that Jim Davis talked about. And then developing these strategic relationships, just being able to talk with people about, so I have this problem in Corning. Do you all have that problem? How did you overcome it since you don't? For example, just like organizing. Are you changing the way you're organizing in order to successfully do this? Meaning within your company and your organization design. And then, access to IP, and sharing our non-proprietary solution content. There are things that Corning's developing that will be available to you all. There are things that we won't share, like I won't share our fishbone diagram, because that's crown jewels about how we make what we make. But I'll share with you that we're using fishbone diagrams so that you can apply it to your business. And then, really enabling US manufacturing. We live here. We want this to be a place that we all want to live and prosper. And so investing in the US is a smart thing to do. We also, not all of us, but I work for an international company. So I also need to figure out, how do I make smart manufacturing be a part of Corning while we're a global manufacturer too? Because it's not cost effective for me to have two organizations that do two totally different things. So that's something that together we'll figure out how to do.